Hello, and welcome everybody. If you're watching this video, you missed day 1 of our week 3 class for Foundations of Technology. Here is what you missed. We did a short warm-up, which was mostly about getting into our first project here. So we are starting our first project. Hopefully you guys were aware of this. You're on the up and up about the supplies and what you're going to do. If you're not able to get the supplies, there will be an alternative written assignment for you. So it'll be up to you to figure that out. We're going to take a look at what a packaging engineer is, which is a pretty unique and interesting career field, and you probably don't know much about them. We're going to define the problem of our project, and we're going to research some solutions. So those are the first 2 steps if you're calling the design process. We're going to do those 2 today. I'm hoping that you guys can explain the larger ideas behind our project after this lecture, and then that you have the background knowledge to create your own unique design to solve the problem at hand. Alright, so let's get right into it. You're going to need to navigate to this location in order to see the specifics of the project. Let's do so now together. So under week 3, you can find the assignment, which are the first 2 checkpoints that are associated with the project, and the design brief. Let's look at the design brief first, real quick. I give you some background information here in the introduction. I'll let you read that yourself. We talk about what a packaging engineer does and what their responsibilities are. You guys are going to act as packaging engineers, and you're going to use egg as your test dummy to see if your package that you've designed meets the desired criteria. There are some constraints on this project that are important to keep in mind, so let's review them. You do need to design and build a system. What do I mean by that, and why is that important? You're not tinkering with the materials I gave you and just coming up with something and then testing it out and seeing if it works. That's an acceptable way to maybe get a solution to the project, but that's not the point that we're trying to get to here. What I would like you to do instead is spend the majority of your time designing and thinking through your solution before you try to implement it. So you're going to do a lot of research, and you're going to do some technical drawings to kind of demonstrate what your thought process is before you start. That's the important part. You need to create a system that will protect an egg from a 6-foot fall onto a hard surface. You will need to be only using the materials provided. If you're not able to pick them up, you can provide your own. Or there's an alternative written assignment, in which case you can kind of disregard this part completely. No glue or adhesive outside bag components of any kind are forbidden, but especially those. You should be able to figure out a way to attach all of your items together, or whatever items you wish to use, using only what you find in the materials list. The solution should be aesthetically pleasing, so please take some pride in your work. Do not design like a pile of stuff that looks very weird. We are trying to go for the full deal here. It looks nice and it's functional. If you are able to take a video, I would very much like it. I will not require one in case you're not able to record or not able to send it to me. But if at all possible, I would prefer to see a video of you do this. And then you must submit a complete design portfolio along with this project. And we will talk about what that entails. Here, once again, is the list of materials. Do note that I am not providing you with an egg. You're on your own for figuring out an egg. If you can't find an egg, then you can do the alternative written assignment instead. Alright, even if you're planning to do the alternative written assignment, everyone is going to do the first 2 checkpoints together, because you do not need supplies to do those. What are those? They're posted right here, and they involve you doing the following things. The first thing you need to do is define the problem. So I'm giving you 5 points for giving a very clear, straightforward, doesn't have to be very long, but should be very detailed explanation of what the problem is, how you're going to try to solve it, and describe what the observer would expect. Alright? Second, that should not be there. I would like you to list some criteria and constraints that are associated with the project. You do not need to use full sentences here. You can give me a bulleted list, that's fine. But you should have a good idea of all the criteria and constraints that are important. So please be thorough. The next part is some research. I've given you one link that you can use. You're in charge of finding at least 2 more. What do you need to do? You need to find some other entity, usually a school, that's done a similar project in the past and see if they had some good ideas. I'd like you to examine these in detail and find some good ones so that you have something to draw inspiration from. There's no point in you doing this project blind and coming up with something that doesn't work. You should look for things that you can tell are really good and then implement them into your design. So that is the research piece. All right. So the other things you guys missed is watching these videos. They're posted in the PowerPoint slide, which you can find under modules, right under week 3 slides right here. We watched a short video on what packaging engineers do. I highly recommend you check it out. There's a video on a project we would do instead of this had we been physically present in the school. It's a similar idea, but you build a little car instead of a container. And last but not least, this is a link to that same video that's linked in the assignment right here. It's a really good one. I highly recommend you check out the full video and get some ideas from it. Alright, that's all I have. Please do not hesitate to email me if you have any questions. This assignment is due on Wednesday at midnight. Alright, have a great rest of your day.